As you may know, the teaser episode 8 of Managers has just been released, which apparently will be the last episode of the series. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear we're gonna have a season 2 to continue this, but a hope still exists that after the end of the episode, or might be a bit later, they will announce a continuation. But beside that, I will do an analysis of the most relevant parts of the trailer and make a possible timeline of the episode and what I think could happen. But if you haven't seen the trailer for some reason, I will put a trailer for right now for you to watch. But if you already watched, I will put a timestamp here that you can skip through, or if you want to stay here even if you already watched, because the trailer is really good to rewatch all over again because it is a cold trailer, you can stick and watch.
Absolute silver? We don't know everything yet. We're not gonna hurt you, okay?
Oh, what the hell is going on?
Promise me you and that purple thing will stop prying into that stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about because you won't tell me!
Why would a worker drone... Was she eating them?
Aren't you worried we have no idea what we even are?
The humans here thought they could understand it. All they did was spread it.
Now the Solver's found its way back to finish the job.
Please!
Thanks for clearing the way on this planet too. Let's eat.
Well, as you can see, the beginning of the trailer follows the same style as the trailer from episode 7, which shows several scenes that already happened with important lines from those characters. And I think those lines are put that represent the direction the episode will go. And finally explaining what Absolute Solver really is, and having Uzi as the main point of the episode. And a thing that I found interesting is the song they choose to play in the background. At the beginning, that was Eternal Dream, which is very related to V. And right after she finished speaking, the music changed completely, which could indicate that V will have some sort of presence in this episode, showing why Liz, Ted, and Kane are at the top of the laboratory, and she probably warned them before she entered the laboratory, or if she survived the fight against the Sentinel. And if this is the case, she will probably return to help them fight against Dean and probably Jay. But the second option is the most unlikely one, but I would not rule that completely out because there are some parts from the other episode that show there might be a chance that she is still alive. But now let's go for the part that you guys are really here for, that is the analysis of the main part of the trailer, which we can see the new stuff. I will first explain all the scenes of the teaser part by part, and then I will make a full timeline of the events in order, what I think happened, and have said that the first thing that we can see is the Homer ooze fell in the end of episode 7 with the tentacles of energy coming out, which shows that the singularity event has begun and is starting the process of destroying the planet of Copper 9. And this is probably gonna be a main point of the episode where they try to stop the singularity event from being complete and destroy the planet. And soon after this we can see a scene of Sin, yes, that is a bit weird to say, but okay, inside some sort of structure that looks like to be a bunker, and she's using her power to turn off the lights, probably to hunt some of the main characters, most likely Anne or maybe Uzi. And speaking of her, the next thing that we can see is Uzi inside apparently the same bunker with a face of worry or scare, with oil on her face that probably could represent one of three things: that she was hurt in fight against Dean or Jay, but most likely would be Sin on this case, or it could be that this is oil from Anne and she was trying to protect Uzi but he got hurt and because of the fight and that's why she has oil on her, or that could be the oil of someone that she was attacking to defend herself, or the least likely option that she was under the control of the Solver and she attacked someone and that oil is from someone else. But I think that's the most unlikely of all of them. And the scene after this, you can see Nori's closet where they have all of their drawings and papers with those things all floating because the singularity is starting to affect the planet gravity. And apart from this, we don't see much things that are interesting on this scene because all of these were already seen in the episode 4, so there's not much things relevant about this. But the next thing that we can see after this is pretty interesting because you can see Jay with a look of surprise to see someone or something, and she's getting ready to fight. I don't think she's surprised with Sin because we can see the image of the promotional material that she is right beside Sin, and she was with Sin on their ship for a long time, so she probably knows, and she's doing Sin's deed. She knows what Sin is, and there's not actual test and there's no Sin. So there's only 3 other options that I think there could be. 2 of them are the most likely, and one that is the most unlikely one, but still could be a reality. Although still the most likely. I think that could be that she was fighting with Kane, Tad, and Liz, and Anne show up from the bunker, and after Anne sees that she's fighting with them and start helping, and that's why she got surprised and need to get ready to attack Anne. The other one that could be Uzi having completely control of the solver powers, and because of that she's got a bit surprised and she's getting ready to attack Uzi. And the least likely one is that could be V appearing after surviving against the fight against the Sentinels and it's gonna help them fight against the solver. But this is the most unlikely one. And the next scene, we can see RP to be the same place that Uzi was in the end of episode 7, but with the Murder Drone's landing pod being pulled by the energy of the singularity. And this thing's probably gonna be where we see that they're trying to save Uzi from orbit way in the start, or this is the really to the end of episode where they're trying to flee the planet if the planet already got completely gone and there's no saving. And on this part too, we can see a scene of Uzi that apparently she's re-entering the atmosphere of the planet of Copper 9. And I know this is Copper 9 because of the what we can see on the background and everything, and what we can see from the episode 1 and 7 scenes that show Copper 9 even more after the explosion. This is exactly, not exactly, but really similar with the difference of the glowing thing. That's probably the singularity event happening on the place that the core blow up. And one other thing that I want to say, this scene on the trailer is so good. Oh, they cook on this because the music with Uzi just re-entering the atmosphere and start to catch fire, that combines so well and it's so good. Oh my god, I need that as a background with the music as well, because that is just perfect. That scene is just so good. And after this, we can see Uzi with her railgun that she probably got from her father, getting ready to fight against someone, most likely Sin and Jay. And speaking of C, we can see she inside the bunker destroy all the lights, probably to hunt Anne and Uzi. And there is a gift that they gave from the who is on the glitch like Discord server and stuff like that. They show a bit more that she's acting really creepy over there. I don't have access, but someone just put as a gift on on Discord, so I just have the gift because my friend just me that. And that scene is so more disturbing with what she's the way that she acting. And then we go back to Jay on the next scene. There's a party getting ready to fight someone on this part, and this is probably really on the start of the episode when she's gonna go to fight against Kane, Liz, and Tad. Oh, there's the scene right after the end of episode 7. And because the area is very similar on the top of the laboratory and it's still not like with all the energy of the solver and stuff like that, so I think that's why that is more on the start than anywhere else. And there's something on her eye that I can see, but I think it's not really anything relevant. It's probably she just doing the things of like, oh, targeting something like that. But the next things that we can see after this are really interesting. And we start with one of the solver apparently about to hit someone or something. And then we see C on top of one of those railings, which must be on the moment that she left the laboratory and is arriving at the surface. And she used the teleport to go, probably to attack someone. And then we can see she dodging a Murder Drone's missile on the surface, which seems that she's probably fighting Anne at this moment. Or more unlikely, but it's still option V. I don't want to let any one of you believe that she's alive, but the previous episode showed that it's a possibility that she might be dead. That's why I'm talking so much about her. But most likely she is dead. So don't be like, oh, you're saying that V's definitely alive. No, I'm saying that it's a possibility that she's alive, and that's why I'm talking about her decent amount. Because it show up, I don't want anyone to be surprised, because there was parts in the other episode that showed that she might be alive, but then most likely she is not alive. After this, we can see Anne, who's a part inside the same bunker that Uz and Sin were earlier, but he using his tail as illumination. What indicated this is after Sin start to hunt them inside and destroy the lights for having advantage. And speaking of the advantage, we can see that Sin used the dark to surprise Uzi and attack her on the next scene by using the solver hands. And with this scene, I start noticing something, that the appearance of the solver hands during episode 4 and the hallucinations were a work of Sin, because she was already on the planet at that point, because she around the end of episode 3, and you can see those during episode 4. That means that Sin was already keeping an eye on Uzi and probably Doll since the moment that she arrived on the planet, so she could see what they're doing and could help her finding the key. Because like or not, Uzi was the one that find the key first, but Doll picked up the key to help her get into the bunker. And after this, we can see Anne on the surface fighting against someone that we don't know who he is, but the interesting thing about the scene is that Anne's expression go from angry to surprise, as got something important revealed from him, or someone that he likes got used probably from Sin as a hostage. For example, Uzi is getting taken by Sin as a hostage, that's why he's using it as a face. Then we can see Uzi being attacked from what looks like to be in the surface with the singularity already active, and she's being attacked by Sin. But this is in a much advanced point of the episode, because we can see the terrain on the background all looking really apocalyptic apocalyptic, like on the episode 7 on the scene of Earth getting destroyed by the murder drones. And then we can see a scene of Ken probably falling and fighting someone, and he's very happy. It might be one of two things: or Uzi's winning the fight against Sin or Jay, and that, or like he's fighting Jay still by himself and Liz and Tad, and that's why he's like really happy because they're beating the shit out of Sin. Or the Naughty shows up to help them, and he got really happy because of that. And the last thing that we can see is one of the capsules, probably the one that Tess arrived in, escaping the planet of Copper 9, where we can see at the last frame that is apparently a planet completely consumed by the singularity. With some of the characters managed to escape, but we don't know who it is, and we can only really know on the episode release, because there is no way that we're gonna find out, and they will never just spoil that for us on the trailer like this. And with this, I will go now to explain how do I think the timeline of the episode will be. I think the episode will start with the scene of the hole where Uzi fell in, getting activated with the absolute solver singularity, and after that we will see Jay fighting against Liz, Tad, and Kane, and at the same time we're probably gonna see what happens to Uzi when she wakes up on the orbit of the planet, and she sees that the singularity already has been activated and is starting to destroy the planet, and then she will start be pulling by the gravity of the planet and start to fall into the atmosphere. In order to not be destroyed up the re-entrance into the atmosphere, she will be using for the first time the ability of the teleport on the solver, and that will get her inside the bunker where Sin is, and then we're probably gonna start chasing between Uzi and Sin, and she's trying to get Uzi and destroy her. At one point she's gonna get cornered by Sin, but she's gonna manage to escape, but we'll get a little bit hurt in the part. And Anne is probably inside the same bunker trying to find Uzi and get away out of there, but he will not be able to reunite with Uzi during this, and he'll probably be the first one to leave the bunker. This is gonna be the scene where you can see Jay getting surprised because he's over there, and he's gonna start to help them, so she's got ready to attack him. But during the fight, Sin arrived and started to face off against all of them with Jay's help, and then she started to win because of this. And then Uzi arrives to help against Sin and Jay. But how the fight gonna go exactly, and who is gonna die or who is gonna survive, right now it's impossible to predict because we don't have enough things to prove anything, and they would definitely not show that one what happened. We can see that Uzi and Sin will have a big face-off at one point, close probably to the end, because of that scene that we can see she's getting attacked by Sin outside with all the apocalyptic stuff. But beside that, there's not much more that we can take out of this part and make up the timeline. Beside the last part, it's gonna be probably they're using the capsule that Sessa and Jay arriving to escape the planet, and during the escape they're gonna get trapped by the solver singularity energy things, and somehow they're gonna manage to escape. And this is probably gonna be around the end of the episode. They're probably gonna be a few more things, but this is around gonna be the end of the episode. That's what I think the timeline is gonna be. I know there's not much on this because they really, I feel like the most that they show is kind of the clumps together, and that's a big chunk that's missing of the episode that we do not know because it would be really spoiler heavy, so they don't want to show. And there's some other things I want to talk about after talking about the timeline. That is, the first thing that I want to say is the thumbnail of the video. We can see a scene holding a corn hand about to eat with one of the murder drones colors. So that's gonna be one of the 3 drones. Most likely it's gonna be between N and J, the core. There's of course always a chance of BV, but I feel like the most likely chance is gonna be join the fight. Jake probably gonna get damaged, and Sin opportunity to get like stronger because she's getting bit by all of them together. Probably gonna eat the core of Jay together to get more powers and start to win more the fight. The same way that she did against Doll after she died, and and got fucking her head off. She just, the first thing that when she wake up back on Tessa's body, she just goes straight to eat Doll core, probably to get more power and stuff. And another thing that I noticed, we did not see Naughty at all during this teaser. So there's 2 things: or they kill her off on the end of the episode 7 really, and there's not much to show, which I found would not make much sense after like basically hyping her for the whole season that she'll show up and she's dead in one same episode. I feel like the most likely case is that she only would appear on parts that would be too lore heavy to be able to show, so that's why we do not see her at all. Also, the situation with V, she's not confirmed to be dead yet, and there is a lot of like, not a lot, but there is like some things that show that she might be alive, but most likely likely she is dead, and we're gonna get a confirmation on this episode. But if that doesn't happen, if it show up, that would be really, I mean, I don't know, there would be some people that would like and some people that would not like, but the most likely option is that she is dead. And as said, that thank you very much for watching my analysis and kind of theory and yapping of this episode, and I will see you guys when the episode will launch. Yeah, most likely only when the episode will launch. I don't think I will post. I did have another video I had planned before, but I feel like this episode gonna break all of the theories I'm gonna have for that video, so I probably definitely gonna wait for that to launch. I see you guys when the episode launch. Until then, I hope you guys gonna have a fantastic week and have a nice day.